step right up. This is a very simple game to play. It's called the 3-shell game. A little game of hanky-poo, which means there's 2 for me and 1 for you. Now I'm going to be using 3 classic walnut shells, and the chase, of course, is a little green pea. Keep your eye on the pea and you'll be a winner every time. Now this is a betting game, so I'm not going to let you use your own money, so we'll use some of this pretend prehistoric dinosaur money I got at the Metropolitan Museum. We'll give you a few to cover your bets, and I'll keep 1 right over here. In fact, we're going to do a little simple move just to warm you up. Now it's very simple. The green pea is always going to start underneath the center shell, and then I'm going to move the shells around kind of like this. Then at some point I'm going to ask you, please point to the shell that you know the pea should be under. Now if you're smart and you're wise and good looking, you would have picked this shell right here, and you know what? You would have been right, which means you get a coin. For every correct choice you make, you get a coin. For every incorrect choice you make, well, I get a coin. That's just fair now, is it? Now, we're going to play again, but I'm going to move the shells around just a little bit differently this time, because if I don't, you might catch on to the pattern, and my odds of winning decrease with every turn. So, the pea is going to again start underneath the center shell. You know where the pea is, but more importantly, you know where the pea is not. Here we go. I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to move these 2 over here. Move this over here. Move that there. And then move these around, way around like that. Now, if I were to ask you where the pea should be, please point to the shell you know it should be under. Once again, if you were smart and wise and paying attention, you would have picked that shell right there. And that is an excellent choice. It's not there, unfortunately. It's actually over here. But that's okay, you were only 1 off. I mean, how many people have played this before? Not many, I should say, so you're doing pretty good. But that was an incorrect choice, so I get a coin. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna do something just to keep you back on track, because maybe I'm going a little too fast for you and I don't want you to be falling behind. So we're going to do this. I'm going to put the pea right there in the center. I'm going to take the shell and put it just like, now doesn't that look like a turtle? That's the cutest little turtle I ever did see. But you know what? All you got to do is keep your eyes on the head of that little turtle. All right? That's all you got to do. And we'll go back to something I did at the beginning. Maybe it might be a little more familiar to you. Here we go. Once again, there's the turtle moving right over there. Now remember this? Remember we did this right in the beginning? Yeah, nice and slow, just like a turtle. Now, if I were to ask you where the pea should be, please point to the shell you know it should be under. Once again, you're smart, you're capable, you're able. You picked that shell right there because you know it's right, and that is a damn good choice. It's not there, of course. It's actually way back here. Now, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure how that happened myself, but that was an incorrect choice, so I get a coin. Tell you what, I'm going to do something just a little bit different. In fact, I'm going to do something that's completely frowned upon in the conjuring community. I'm going to tip the gaff to the layman. Now that's just carny speak, and it means I'm going to reveal a secret to you. Now the secret is this. The common misconception about the shell game is that you have to pay attention to the shells. That's actually false. You have to pay attention to the space between the shells. Because one of the moves that I'm doing is called the switch. Now the switch kind of looks like this. Now obviously I'm over-exaggerating for emphasis, but that's essentially the move. Now I'm going to do the switch. I'm going to try and do it about half speed, and we'll see if you can try and catch me this time. Alright, here we go. Keep your eye on the pea, and here we go. Now, if I were to ask you where you thought the pea should be, please point to the shell you know it should be under. Now again, if you were smart and paying attention, you would have picked that shell right there. And that is a damn good choice. You see, there's a lesson to be learned here about the old 3-shell game. And that is, this is quite frankly not a game, it's a con game, which means you're never gonna win. It means you can either learn or lose depending how you choose to depart from your money. Because never ever bet on anyone who can claim they can do the single switch or even the double switch when they've already mastered the triple switch. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the shell game, and that was an incorrect choice, so I get a coin.